This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Thanks for watching the program today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, or any of our outstanding affiliates that we have across the country. Today on the show, Steve Wiss on the program, Best Bets in Soccer. Sal Pal makes his return today in 1 hour, Wednesdays with Vito Sun there. Mike Palm in studio in 90 minutes, and Matt Human's Best Bets in college football and the NFL. Paulie will begin with a little Major League Baseball right now, as the Guardians now have opened it up in the bottom of the eighth. They lead Detroit suddenly 3-1. This was tied at 1 apiece going to the bottom of this inning, and the Guardians have runners on first and second with only 1 out. The live in-play total was 3.5. Was anybody going to score more than 2 runs in this game to go over that number? And they have here now, so people betting that in-game number under lost that bet, and they are currently, now the total's 4.5, with the Guardians trending in that direction. And in the other one, they were in a replay here because Bogarts made an incredible play right behind second base and nearly picked off Swanson, and that was a second out in the bottom of the third. But I think they're going to call Swanson here safe. Yeah, they are, in fact. So Cease pitching, he's through 50 pitches right now for the Padres, and the Friars are on top of the Cubbies at Wrigley 1-0. Bottom of the third, and they are almost a $2 favorite in this game right now at DraftKings.
Yeah, that's too high, don't you think?
That's my guess, yeah.
Well, the Yurfie came in both games, so the Friars got on the board early. But again, coming into this game, 1 run in their last 33 innings in the postseason. Got to get the bats going. And then what do you expect? How long will Cease go? And can he hold the lead? 1-9 this year on the road, with an ERA of almost 6. Why was he throwing? Right? Season on the line. Darvish, King, hello? No, we're going with Cease. That bad on the road. They have the numbers.
Well, here's my thought for the in-play numbers that we have. I don't know. I don't have any idea why. Like are they going to go with one of those other 2 guys? Would they make it Cease? Cease is going to have to go at some point, I guess. But have you noticed, by the way, how difficult it is in these 2 early starts with the shadows when they're creeping in?
Oh, yeah.
How do you possibly pick up the ball? Look right now, watching this game live in Cleveland, that's nearly impossible to pick up if you're a batter, and also like for the guys playing infield as well. And the shadows are already creeping in right now at Wrigley. So like anything to go with the under, and look at that. That's already dropped down to where it was to begin this game, and now they're in the 4th. It's at 4.5. And you can still grab some plus money at 113, under 4.5 in that game between the Cubs and Padres. I'm kind of expecting here like nothing to happen in this game. And it's playoff baseball. We saw that in 3 out of the 4 games yesterday.
That's right.
And that's going on right now in the Cleveland Tigers game as well.
Yeah, other than the Dodger game, first 5 unders, everything low scoring, and squeaky bum time, no doubt. But can you get 5 strong or 6 strong out of Cease? That's the question. The other thing is Machado James Harden?
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you this. It's like Don Rickles. I'll tell you this. 25 games, playoffs with the Padres. He's hitting .216.
I was watching this game in the book right before the show started. The leadoff batter, the 9 batter for the Padres, got on with a double to begin the 3rd. So you have 1, 2, and 3 coming up. Tatis swinging at the first pitch, and it was not a great pitch. He fouled out. Arise did not have a good at-bat, and Machado, I almost laughed out loud at that. So you have 1, 2, and 3, runner on second, nobody out, and it was comical how bad they looked. You're better than this, man. You're making millions of dollars, and you can't play like this when you're at the plate in October.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have better at-bats than that.
Yep.
And you can't count on them to give you a ton of runs.
No. I mean, we pointed out the record against playoff teams, 10 games under, and the minus 50 run differential, and the issues they've had in the postseason with the offense. And that happened certainly in game 1. So now season on the line. Let's see if they can deliver. But the other thing, there was a good write-up today. You saw what happened with the Yankees. You saw what happened with Detroit, top of the 8th, 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Can't get a guy in. Cleveland had a guy on 3rd, nobody out in the 9th, couldn't get him in. This is important about who's good, who stinks in that situation. Runner on 3rd, less than 2 outs. Toronto number 1, Milwaukee number 3. Seattle was 29th, Detroit was 22nd, Cleveland was 21st. So we also saw 5 sack bunts yesterday. I only think a couple times on the season did that happen.
More than 5 times.
Yeah,
in
that's right.
In a single day, by the way. We only had 4 games on the slate.
That's right. That's right. So who can get that big hit? And maybe the nerves are too much for these guys, and they choke and can't deliver. We're seeing a lot of that, not timely hitting.
Okay, so I do have a couple of bets on the late games coming up tonight. Do or die here for the Yankees. Is it also the same thing for Aaron Boone? Like, is this it for him?
Well, you would think, but I think he's with Cashman.
And so do I.
He's set. I mean, Yankee fans are furious. It's ridiculous how what he does with the lineup and the bullpen. How do you take a guy out in that situation where he's not even in trouble?
He's at 102 pitches, Paulie.
He gets the first guy out, then he goes to the pen, and your pen was atrocious in September, and Weaver blows up, and the lead's gone just like that.
Yeah, that led me to one of my bets that I have in this game, and it involves Carlos Rodon. First of all, some of the numbers here. How about this? The Sox are perfect 5-0 in potential series clinchers under Alex Cora. That goes back to 2018. The Red Sox have won 10 of 14 against the Yankees this year. They're holding the Yankees to a .291 on-base percentage and 3.7 runs per game. The Pinstripers, and there's another home run by the Guardians.
Oh, man.
Is that a 3-run shot?
Yeah. Oh, what a sick beat.
So
it's 6-1 now.
There you go.
It was tied. It was 1-1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, which beat are you talking about? Just the game total?
The total, the in-play, all of it, yeah. Oh, man.
Bo Naylor, 3-run ding-dong the way it looks.
What was he to go deep?
Yeah, sorry, pal.
Oh, man.
All right, so the Pinstripers average 5.4 runs per game in all of their other matchups. Rodon allowed 2 runs or fewer in 9 of his final 10 starts this year. He was 7-2 with a 2.52 ERA. Did not go well overall in 3 starts against Boston. 1-2, 5.74 ERA. But there is a lot to like, I believe, today with Carlos Rodon, and that is the fact that he has changed who he is as a pitcher this season. And first of all, he has the second lowest batting average allowed among qualifiers this entire year. Yamamoto for the Dodgers allowed a batting average to opposing hitters of 183. Rodon's final numbers in the regular season, 188, second best. And the lowest opponent's average at home in a season last 50 years, he's in the top 5, tied with another pitcher. But Rodon allowed a batting average of 154 at Yankee Stadium this year. His last 10 starts, 60-plus innings, a 2.52 ERA, and an average allowed of 192. He's throwing his sinker a lot more, specifically to lefties, and his ground ball rate has increased by 9.4%. That's one of the highest increases in baseball over the entire year. He reintroduced the sinker this year. For example, last year, he did not throw his sinker to lefties. This year, 31.3% of the time. And these numbers, when you look overall at what he is doing, inducing the ground ball, compared to when he had a 67% fly ball and air ball rate in 2023 and 2024, allowing a ton of home runs, I think you factor in how he's trending, the fact that he's not a K guy anymore. He was averaging more than 10 Ks per 9 before he changed this, and now it's down to like 7 per 9. And you tie in what Aaron Boone did last night early on, or not early, but when he yanked Max Fried, and he's been feeling the heat ever since. I bet over 15.5 outs tonight on Rodon because of everything that he's been doing here lately, his current form, and also how the hell I get it. Someone could come back and say, "Well, Mitch, it's winner take all here, right?" Or I should say, it's if they lose, they're done for the season. So this is their season on the line, and it's going to be all hands on deck. I disagree with that.
Can't trust any of those guys.
I think you're exactly right. If Rodon is pitching well tonight, I have to get 1 out in the 6th inning. And how does Boone possibly go to the bullpen early?
I felt bad for Fried. I felt bad for the fans. To throw a game like that and they immediately blow the lead in 3 hitters, oh, that's tough to take. But Crochet was Superman as well.
They kept showing Boone or Fried in the dugout. I'm like, oh, the poor guy.
But the other thing is, you collect the jerseys here, you go home. That's a tough offseason. They had a great close. They won 94 games. They won 11 of their last 12. Boston is 9-1 against the Yankees in the last 10 playoff games. They took them out in 04, 18, and 21. They're 5-0 with clinchers under Cora. And I'm not there. I'm not there with Bale, though, which I guess if he goes 5 or 6 and gives up 3 earned runs, you'd take it. But that's what he's been doing going back. He's allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 26 of the 29 starts. Judge has bad numbers against him, 2 and 21. I was wrong on him yesterday. He had 2 base hits. But 5 innings, 2 earned, 4 innings, 3 earned, 5 innings, 4 earned, 6 innings, 3 earned. Let's see if the Yankees get to him tonight. And I do expect Yamamoto to go long. I mean, how good has this guy been? Which it's the same thing for Roberts. What? That got interesting. That was 10-2 in the 8th. They have 6 relievers who have an ERA of 5 or higher in September, and their bullpen ERA is 26th in the league in September. That's the same thing with the Dodgers. This bullpen's going to get them at some point again.
Yeah, plus Yamamoto, there was a great breakdown that I read today on his career numbers in big games, like in the playoffs when he was over in Japan. The guy's absolutely incredible. He'll go 9 innings a lot of times. Well, he did when he was in Japan and strike out like 12 guys. So he was Mr. Reliable over there when he was pitching before he came over here. And last year, by the way, in the World Series against the Yankees, he was great. And also, they're getting Littell tonight, who allowed 36 home runs on the year.
Oh, boy.
Second most in Major League Baseball.
I know. It was home run derby last night, and now it's Littell. Not good.
I'm on Dodgers. I split a unit here. First 5, team total over 2.5. Full game team total over 4.5, minus 120.
Uh-huh.
They're going to keep scoring, I think.
Any Ohtani props?
No, I just went with the team props in there tonight.
Okay. All right.
You?
I bet Ohtani over props on total basis. I think you should go over 1.5 tonight. We're rolling 40% off football season special. Follow the money promo code FTM. Access to everything we do across every sport through the Super Bowl, every best bet, every host, every guest. The DraftKings and Circa betting splits updated every 5 minutes. Lock it in. 40% off code FTM. At DraftKings, well, a team hit 5 home runs in a game last night. Cash 16-1. Hello, Dodgers.
There you go. Look ahead numbers. Week 6 National Football League up next. We have a London game, a Monday Night Football doubleheader, and this game better be a good one in the afternoon window.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole 9, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Hey, what's up? It's JVT. On the next Money Moves, we got a special guest in studio tomorrow. Chris Macero, professional handicapper, will be with us. Contestant in the Circa Friday Football Invitational, and a big Boston Red Sox fan. We'll see what he thinks about the Pats this coming weekend, as well as Jeff Erickson from RotoWire will get his thoughts on all of these injuries, the fantasy implications, and what it means for the weekend moving forward. Join us on Money Moves, 11 to 1, 2 to 4 Eastern, here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Wednesday, live in Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Here is your breaking news this week in the National Football League. Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, and Jawan Jennings are all out tomorrow night against the Rams. And take a wild guess what is happening to this number in real time. Multiple books are now up to LA minus 7.5 here at home.
They knew.
Oh, yeah.
I saw 7 a couple hours ago, so they knew the news was coming down, and that opened 3 last week. So Niners up against it. Poor Mac Jones. Who's he throwing to? Man, it's a tough assignment for Mac tomorrow.
I wish we were in a break right now because I really want to bet the 49ers team total under.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to be scoring in this game? So you take away those players, Kendrick Bourne, Demarcus Robinson, Sky Moore, Valdez Scantling. This is just going to be a heavy CMC game yet again, and also Brian Robinson. So does Brian Robinson, a thought here, does he go over the rushing attempts, and then it's just they're going to pepper McCaffrey with targets out of the backfield and probably line him up in the slot for a lot of this game?
Mm-hmm.
That might be part of the game plan here.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Huge break for the Rams.
His receiving yards over. They got to list some of these guys. The other thing is, could Puka keep this up as well?
He's 96.5.
You know, what he's doing every single week. Incredible. Good job by Tony Rizzo as well with the news today. As Gabriel's the starter, Flacco the backup, and Sanders wouldn't talk. Well, he was miming. He wouldn't answer the questions with the Cleveland media today. What a circus.
Would you think that Minnesota now suddenly becomes a little popular in Survivor?
I don't know about that.
Dylan Gabriel against Brian Flores, first game ever over in London, and the Vikings have been overseas 2 weeks in a row.
Can he be an upgrade?
God, no.
No?
As a rookie against Brian Flores, I think it's going to be a disaster for that guy.
Okay, it's going to be a different offense. It's going to be quick, everything fast, get rid of it, short, and he can move, unlike Flacco. And I already had people reach out saying get on his rushing props over.
Yeah, sure.
In that game. So tough assignment for the kid. But Rizzo had the news that the change was coming. Good call there, T. Rizzo.
Yep, and he joined the program yesterday. You missed it. You can go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast wherever you get your podcast. Next Thursday night, Eagles are 7.5, total 41.5, 42.5 in that range at the Giants.
Yeah, get them off prime time. Here's another one.
Yeah, well, Jackson Dart now, so I don't mind it, I guess.
That is true. You're right. I enjoy Scatterboo and Jackson Dart.
I think, can they be live here in this game? Why not? Phillies, the Eagles have done nothing on offense to this point to really get behind them.
Yeah.
And now the Giants' defensive line playing pretty well here. They did last week anyway, and I get it. The Chargers were down a couple of offensive linemen there.
I'd say the total's too high.
Another game here at home for the Giants, and they always play these unders.
That's right.
In London, we'll be live on the air with the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show on Sunday morning for Week 6. Broncos are between 5.5 and 6.5. Total between 41.5 and 43.5 against the Jets.
Love Denver. The Jets will not stop them. It will not go well for Fields either. Not only, I think they blow out the Jets, and I think Denver beats Philadelphia this week too.
I could see that.
I like how they looked Monday night. Good Bo showed up, and I just don't see anyhow the Jets are going to. They couldn't slow down Miami. They're not going to stop Denver.
So how about this for an angle in that game? Again, multiple books, different prices on the total right now. Again, it's a look-ahead number. You're not going to get down massive limits, but you get down something decent. If you bet over 41.5 and under 43.5, 40, that's in the range of a key number there, 42 and 43. It lands 23-20. You scoop the pot.
Mm-hmm.
You win both bets.
Mm-hmm. Browns
are playing at the Steelers. Pittsburgh opened up 6.5. 5.5 or 6 is a number. And that totals around 37.5 or 38.5. Sight unseen here with Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
All right.
That one's tough.
Sneaky, good game. Cardinals at the Colts. Indy 3.5. Is that too short? 47.5 is the total. I think Indy's good. They did that game last week against the Rams was a impressive showing in my opinion.
Come on now. Who's running the ball now? Benson's on IR? It's what, Bam Knight, Michael Carter, and Vi Sikahema? I mean, who do they have left?
It was, Vi Sikahema. I already bet his, for this week, I bet his rushing attempts over. But Michael Carter, fantasy people who are pretty damn good on X, they think Carter's going to be like the...
Goal line?
Well, they didn't say that. They said first and second down back, and then the other guy is going to be like the third down back.
Okay. They're looking at 3 guys now.
Yeah. It's tricky. Very tricky to figure out in terms of props and everything.
Yeah, that's too short. I like the Colts.
I'm with you. Rams are 4.5, 5, or 5.5 at the Ravens next week. You take a shot on Baltimore thinking there's a prayer that Lamar comes back and plays?
Or your belief in Cooper Rush?
I don't believe him that much.
No? Okay. I don't think he'll play. So
look at the break the Rams are getting back-to-back here.
No kidding.
Wow.
Good. Yep. Excellent point.
Now, I think I disagree with the number here. Let's talk this one out. Seahawks are at Jacksonville. Anywhere between a pick'em and Jacksonville favored by 1.5?
Yeah, this power rating on Jacksonville's out of whack. I don't think they're a good team. We disagree on this. The Niners handed them the game.
That's not accurate.
Yes, it is. 4 silly turnovers and a punt return again. I'm not buying Lawrence. I think Seattle beats them. They're the better team. I can't believe the line Monday night. Kansas City's going to beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, I thought it was Brock Purdy terrible.
He's some bad throw, no doubt. Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, 4 silly turnovers, that'll kill you.
And I think Seahawks are good.
Yes, I'm with you on Seattle. Yeah, I'm a believer.
And by the way, this is a team now, again, they travel well from west to east. Mm-hmm. So I don't think like that long-ass flight.
Good defense.
Sure.
Yep.
Cowboys 3.5 at the Panthers. Total 46.5. I'm quite confident that Carolina will score points at home against this defense.
Yeah, I trust. Yeah, I'm okay with Young at home. He's a different quarterback, and they're a different team. I don't think there's any stops in this game.
No, I think betting over 46.5 right now is definitely worth a play. Yeah. You can find that, again, it's available at certain books that are posting these numbers, 47 being a key number. Chargers between 4.5, 5.5 at the Dolphins. They have a lot of guys I need to know about with the health with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think Miami's going to move the ball.
Probably not.
No.
I think the Chargers defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, an early game, 1 o'clock window on the East Coast. The Pats are 3.5 at the Saints. What do you make of that number?
Ooh. Oh, I like the Patriots. You don't?
No, God, no.
You like the Saints?
That's too high.
Really?
Too high of a number, yeah. Why are they laying 3.5?
People think they're good. They're high-powered.
You're one of them now?
No, I'm not. I answer your question.
Okay.
Based on what we saw with the hype and the win total and favored in 11 games before we kicked off.
Here's why I think right now the Saints plus 3.5 is the right play. I think they beat the Giants this week, and I think there's a chance the Bills run the Patriots off the field. And so that 3.5 could go bye-bye. That's what I think.
I also agree with Vrabel. They're a pretty good team if they don't beat themselves.
Sunday. Now think about this, Paulie. The 3 games that we have in the Sunday afternoon window, because we have Thursday, we got a London game, we got a Monday night doubleheader, so these games are all spread out. Titans, Raiders, Bengals, Packers, the 49ers game at the Buccaneers. That's in Tampa, late game. That better save the afternoon.
Oh, no.
Because you have a potential here to have a horror show going on for 3 hours that day.
Oh, boy. I thought Sunday night was a fluke. This is not going to go well for Browning and the Cincinnati offensive line. Here comes Parsons and all the pressure.
Agreed.
Oh, no.
Micah Parsons was PFF's highest graded player at any position this past week. And they gave up 40 points to Dallas.
Yeah.
So they thought he played exceedingly well. But the Niners at the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay.
Who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
Raiders are 6.5 to the Titans.
I got a lot of questions. Who's fired? Who's benched? All that. Health? Who knows?
Right.
How about the Sunday night game?
Well, I think the Raiders, by the way, have a chance to really put it on the Titans if they want to.
Okay.
But the O-line scares me.
Right.
Lions, Chiefs, is that any good? That's going to save the day.
That's great.
Chiefs 1.5.
All right. And then we're on the air with the pregame, looking forward to the doubleheader. It's for a 4:15 and a 5:15 again Pacific. Bills 5.5 in Atlanta. This was 4. Then you got the Daniels news today. He's okay. Washington 5.5 against the Bears. That's too low. They won't stop Daniels. Washington's going to win and cover.
Are the Commanders going to slow down the Bears?
Yes, they'll contain them. Yeah.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's touch on that Sunday night game for another second here.
Yeah.
Any strong opinion on that number? It's Mahomes at home.
Yes.
1.5 is the spot right now. Lions playing out of their minds. They beat them there a couple years ago in week 1 to begin the season.
You think Detroit should be favored?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think the Chiefs are maybe a play there.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable game.
The Bills-Atlanta game's interesting.
Well, how
especially
is that
if you think the Bills put it on New England. Let's just say they win by double digits.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
What Atlanta team am I going to get? And they have completely ruled out going to Cousins, by the way.
Well, Penix picked it up last week.
Yeah, but you also
played much better.
Yeah, he was. But you could trade the guy, too. Because there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback and a lot of teams that have injuries. They could do that as well. And apparently they don't want to do that either. So they got to pick a street here.
I wonder what they could get for him if they put him out there.
They get something nice in return, yeah.
Like 4th-round pick or something like that?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if I'm stuck here with some of the other options that are out there.
Up next, we'll get best bets in soccer. Steve Wiss is going to join the program. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. We'll talk best bets in soccer right now as the meat man, Steve Wist, joins the program now. He's on the Progressive Guest Line with Because We Win and the Nordic Football Podcast as well. Good afternoon, Steve. Thanks for the time today. You know what? Let's begin with this match right now. Maybe a live bet to make Champions League as Man City is up on Monaco. What is this?
2-1?
2-1 right now, 72nd minute that we're coming up on. Anything here that caught your eye?
Well, yeah, I mean, pre-game I was on over 3.5 goals, and at half-time I took over 4.5. And there's been chances at the start of this in the first 20 minutes of the half, so I'm surprised there's not been another goal. I think there will be at least one more goal, hopefully two more. Certainly think you could look at betting on over 3.5 goals now in that game, and also Barcelona, PSG, get on the over 2.5. The last 15 home games for PSG, Barcelona in Europe have all gone over 2.5. So at the minute, that trend's going to end.
Condolences last week. You were on fire. A 9-0-1 run. You took two vicious beats on some totals. Again, the shenanigans in this sport where they just make it up as they go, where they play like 7-8 minutes of added time. One of them was the Arsenal match where you want to come back with Arsenal under. Total 2.5. Take it away. Or there's threes out there. Sorry.
Yeah, listen, I think that bet should definitely have cashed last week. Arsenal, the under at Newcastle, but it is what it is. You've got to take some blows in this sport sometimes and come back again. So I'm going to go the under the goal total once more, this time under 3 Asian goals. And this is actually mostly a West Ham angle. West Ham have just changed their manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, the former Nottingham Forest boss. We were on their unders all last season, Nottingham Forest, because of the manager. So he's rocked up here now. I actually watched West Ham with my own eyes on Monday night at Everton, and it was a much improved defensive performance from them. They restricted Everton to 1 goal and an expected goals of less than 1. So already the new manager, I think, has made an impact. He's going to come to Arsenal and in British slang terms, going to park about 10 double-decker buses. He's going to try and get the 0-0 draw and get out of there with a point. And Arsenal have the best defence in Europe. Brilliant metrics, but they don't always blow teams away. So, you know, even tonight, I think they're still only 1-0 up against Olympiacos. They might have scored again. I don't know yet. I've not checked that score. But you're looking at 1-0, 2-0 Arsenal, at very worst, probably 3-0. So take the under 3 Asian total at -105. Looks a really high goal line.
Very good. I can't wait for this match, Chelsea and Liverpool. And you like a side here with Chelsea. Talk us through this one, please.
Do you know what? I think Liverpool are vulnerable right now. They've been riding their luck all season. And finally, it looks like that luck's ended because, they deservedly lost at Palace last week. The annoying thing about that under bet was Liverpool didn't deserve to equalise when they did. Palace certainly deserved the win, though. And then they've gone and lost in Turkey yesterday in the Champions League at Galatasaray. They're the clear favourite here away at Chelsea, a venue, a stadium they've not won in their last 4 games. These two teams don't like each other. There's been a long rivalry now for 20 years, really. So this is a huge game, I think, for both teams. Chelsea have lost their last 2 in the Premier League as well, but did get a morale-boosting win in the Champions League last night, 1-0. I think we're going to get a tight game, probably quite a lot of fouls. And ultimately, I think Chelsea draw no bet is the value at +110. Liverpool are only 7th in the expected points table this season. That is how lucky they've been. We know they've got a lot of great individual players who can bail them out of trouble, but something isn't right with Liverpool. They need the international to come very, very quickly, and I think they're vulnerable. Chelsea, I think at worst, can get a draw in this fixture. So let's get them +110 on the draw no bet handicap line.
Okay. Let's get them, meat man. Is this more a play against Burnley, or did Aston Villa finally find something with their offense? Villa, Burnley on Sunday morning.
I think both, Paulie, actually, because, Burnley away from home, they've conceded 11 goals in 3 matches. So that's terrible. And we know that newly promoted teams struggle in this league. And I'm not seeing anything from Burnley that suggests they're going to avoid relegation this season. So there's certainly that aspect. But Villa have improved. And I often talk on this show about how it's a sort of a disadvantage to play in midweek and then play at the weekend. But this is a rare instance where the more Aston Villa are playing in terms of games, the better they're getting. It's like they needed the reps on the field. They played in Europa League last Thursday and won against Bologna. They're playing tomorrow night away in Feyenoord, which is in the Netherlands. That's a tough away game, actually. But I think it will do them some good to actually get the minutes on the field and they're getting better the more games they play. So Aston Villa -1 Asian handicap. You've got to ask yourself this question. If this match was the first game of the season, the handicap's probably -1.5. So suddenly everyone's got really downbeat on Villa, and you're getting line handicap value. Impressive performance against Fulham last week, 3-1. The offense finally fired again. It was about time, and they just should have way too much for Burnley. -1 Asian handicap here, nearly even money. They, at very least, Aston Villa should win the game by 1 goal, but I'm thinking a comfortable 2 or 3 goal success.
Follow the money, Paulie and Mitch VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The Meatman, our guest, Steve Wiss, and Meatman Soccer on X. Cleveland beats Detroit 6-1. 1-0 Padres, top of the 5th. How about another under? I'm with you here. Everton and Crystal Palace, Sunday in the Prem. Crystal Palace should have had that under, 1-0 late last week. Walk us through this one with the total with Everton.
Well, yes, as I say, on Monday, I was at Everton against West Ham. It was a 1-1 draw. It was a horrible game. And Everton were very, very poor, it must be said. They didn't offer much of a threat. We know that they are good defensively. They've only conceded 1 goal at home this season. And they're facing another really good defence here, Crystal Palace. A very mean-looking defence indeed. 1 away goal conceded. And I think both teams will just cancel each other out. The 0-0 detector is definitely in operation here.
Yes.
I don't think there's going to be much action. Crystal Palace are playing away from home on Thursday against Dynamo Kiev. It's in a neutral venue somewhere on the Eastern Bloc in Europe, I think. So they could be quite tired a bit. So they might lack offensive rhythm themselves. And I think if you offer both teams a draw right now, they would take it. So this is the best bet of the week for me, under 2.5 goals at -150.
Good. Like to hear that. Excellent. The Championship League. Blackburn and Stoke under 2.5.
Well, the first factor here to mention is actually the weather in the UK. We're going to get a storm system coming on Friday evening and Saturday, especially in the north and the west of England. So watch out for quite a lot of unders, I think, in that part of the country on Saturday. And Blackburn's right in the heart of it, right where the gusts are going to be 65 mile an hour potentially. And we're going to get, I think, a really poor game of soccer here. And the underlying stats sort of back it up. Stoke City, one of the best defences in the Championship this season. They're actually second in the league. This is a team that's underachieved for many, many years, but they finally got a decent manager at the helm who might give them a chance to finish in the top 6 this season. Blackburn have lost every single home game.
Okay.
They've only scored 2 goals at home. And, both sides actually do generally lack goals, especially Blackburn. I think Stoke might just sneak this, 1-0 or something. But in these sort of weather conditions, with these types of players sort of in operation on the field, then under 2.5 total has to make sense at -150. And look out for quite a few unders maybe in that part of the English region on Saturday.
Okay, very good. I already bet this. Should I get off it? You had, I think, 4 straight winners on Luton over. Then they played an under last week. They played the other day, and it was 2-2. Why no Luton over Saturday?
Well, what's actually happened with Luton Town is they completely changed the system, and it's a big change. They've gone from basically a 5-man defence to a 4-man defence, which is, in soccer terms, that's a big deal. So, the 1-0 last week, they were better defensively for sure, but then it seemed yesterday that the mistakes reared their ugly head again in a 2-2 draw. So I wouldn't go off the train necessarily. But it's one of those where I wouldn't be as confident as I was before because the original system that they had was conceding loads and loads of chances. So I think this is why they've made the tactical switch up. I would tentatively go overs again with them still, just not as big as before.
Very good, my friend. Great to talk to you as always. We'll catch up next week. Good luck.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
It's a butcher. Steve Wiss. He's on the Progressive guest line. 2-1 City, 79th minute in that one. Uh-oh. Who hit that?
That's a 2-run shot. Is that Machado?
Hey, that's Machado! Hey!
He heard it.
About time.
No kidding.
All right. Pounding his chest.
They pulled Cease, by the way.
Can you believe this?
3 2/3. He gave up like a double, I believe, and they said, get him out!
Well, what's the point? I don't get it.
5K, Paul. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Get him out of the game.
I know.
So
I know.
He stayed under like everything.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. Why not start Imanaga? They went with the opener where Kittredge gave up a run.
I know, right?
Why not just start the guy?
Boy, that's puzzling, man.
I don't, yeah. Well, that's big, though. Machado goes, so it's 3 rip now as well. They needed that big time. G-Bank built with sports bettors in mind. Right now, you earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account's open with a G-Bank Visa signature card. Most credit cards, street sports books, and gaming transactions and cash advances. Even when it's your own money, G-Bank treats them as regular purchases. No cash advance fees. You save up to 3 to 5% every deposit. 1% cash back on all eligible sports books and gaming transactions. 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank.
Paul's going to recap what happened last night, win some, lose some. I'll tell you this. If you were holding the Fever, plus 7.5 or plus 8,
don't.
You were begging for this to happen at the end of the game. We'll kick around the moose sighting that took place last night in Las Vegas. We'll explain it next here on VSiN.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out Stormy and JBT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
The props every day for the baseball playoffs are great. And what they offer with the menu and what they offered before the playoffs started. Daily case. Yesterday, Scuba was plus 280 to lead in strikeouts. Most runs, Dodgers plus 450. Highest scoring game, Dodgers-Reds, 6-1. Dodgers 175 up to 210. Little hairy there in the eighth. Come on.
I'm surprised they were as high as plus 450. I didn't look at the market yesterday, but for most runs.
Yeah. All teams to score, yes, plus 190. That cashed. Ohtani to hit 2 home runs, 12-1. Well, they were facing green, but I know what you're saying. Hernandez, I didn't see 2. He was 5-1 to hit a bomb. I don't know what he was for 2. Edmund to go deep, plus 725. Volpe, 9-1. Crochet, 10-plus strikeouts, 4-1 here at Circa. Nice job if you laddered it.
Oh, Matt Vasgersian yesterday.
Yep.
On the show. So good.
Will a team hit 5 home runs in a game before the playoffs started for the entire playoffs? It was $1.30 at Will Hill. Cash it. At DraftKings, well, it happened just yesterday. 16-1.
That paid plus 130?
It's minus 130 for the whole playoffs.
Oh, minus 130 for the whole
yes,
wow,
for the whole
for
playoffs.
5?
Yes.
I mean, the fact that will a player hit, they're going to have to change that prop moving forward. Will one player hit 2 home runs?
Oh, right.
Was minus 1,000. They're going to have to make it probably like 2.5 or 3.5 players and just make it like a flat pick 'em.
Yeah.
Or else just put up like
guys,
half, 1.5, 2.5. They would stagger it, you know?
Yep. Naylor goes deep today, plus 625. Valera, plus 750. Rocchio was 13-1 here at Circa.
Wow.
He hit the big home run in the bottom of the 8th, and Machado just went deep. He was plus 440. Aces, it's not over. But a couple people showed us the tickets. When they were going through their funk before that winning streak, they were 16-1 to win the title in the summer.
They are the definition of buying at rock bottom.
Yep.
They were not good. And here we are, playing for another title.
Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Thanks to everyone who sends these in on a regular basis. Got a little puppy social club here, right? Everyone hanging. That is a big backyard. Good. Looks like a good daycare, too. Look at how big that is. With all the trees, and it's fenced off, and everyone hanging out. We're going. That's the dream, right? Peekaboo behind the tree.
Yeah, those tough yards are those backyards are tough to come by out here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, no kidding. You just have the daycare and have a group of dogs out there playing the whole time and not a care in the world. We've seen one of these before. This is a different beagle, but this guy can do it all. There you go. He's playing the piano and singing at the same time and howling. Looks like my guy, Jordan. Look at him. And the tail's wagging. How good is this? Walks right up to it, paws on, playing the piano, and howling the whole way.
That's pretty strong.
With the tail wagging. Got to put that. Send that one to me, Luke. That's excellent. Very good. You mentioned it. It was a 1.5 last night in Las Vegas. If you grab 7, 8, 8.5, 8.5 widely available. You never want the dog in overtime. Game 5, winner go home. The Fever force overtime. They're down 3 with 20 seconds. Aces get a stop, make their free throws. Aces get a stop, make their free throws, and then down 7 with 5 seconds left. The Fever fouled again. You guessed it, they made both, and then the Fever missed a bunny. The Aces won by 9 in overtime.
Yeah, the Aces could not miss in overtime.
Yeah.
There's also this, though. If you're holding that ticket at the end of regulation, right, plus those points, as you said, you never, ever want the dog in overtime. This is what drives me nuts about this league. The Aces missed a layup and a putback at the buzzer to win the game in regulation. The amount of missed layups that happen every night in the WNBA is nauseating.
Yeah, can't finish, yeah.
But it's also this, Paul, I went back and so I watched a lot of the game, looked at the box score last night. The Aces were covering, I'll call 7.5, 8, even if you want to throw 8.5, right? For 26 seconds in the third quarter. They were covering for about 19 seconds in the fourth quarter. And then they covered for the final 5.5 seconds of the game.
Plus 8.5.
Can't get there.
And a huge game, right. And you can't cash. How about this, Vish? There were 6.5s at FanDuel. Cleveland and Detroit, 1-1, bottom of the 8th. 6-1 Guardians.
Yeah, that stings a little bit, huh?
That was the 3-run bomb as well from Naylor. That is brutal. Another moose. Before the line moves, the sharp place is already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. Powered by advanced AI and plugged into trusted insider sources, the sharp place delivers the edge serious bettors use every day. Free reports, alerts, and market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. Jeff and the crew been at it since 2011. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts, connected guy, great sources, been with us since day one. SharpPlays.com, trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit SharpPlays.com now.
All right, so I get it. The Aces been red hot since the beginning of August, but it's been a struggle here in the playoffs.
Yep.
And they have home court here against the Mercury for the entire thing. What do you make of the series price?
I like Phoenix. They're better Phoenix, yeah.
They're about $1.30 or so.
Better team, yeah. I like how they're playing, and I like their inside-outside game, and they can shoot. Sabali, Bonner. To think that how tall she is, and she can knock it down from 3, and then you got Thomas as well. To get that type of performance from Wilson and was it Young? Whoever went off again, couldn't hitting threes and had a big game, and the Fever can win that game down 5 players. Yeah. They lost another girl last night.
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell got hurt.
I mean, how's that a competitive game?
And then Boston got fouled out, and people had a major problem with that foul. I think that's called in the NBA. But who knows? Again, these referees, you never have any idea how they're going to call a game. I didn't have a problem with the foul. Maybe in that spot, if you want to say you can't call that, let him play, that's fine by me. But I think they call that a lot of times in the NBA. If they never called it, then I would say, of course they can't call the foul.
Could you make a case for Sabali MVP because she shoots a lot?
Well,
she's 10-1.
I mean, because you're going to get inflated numbers because Wilson and Thomas are going to be so low.
Yeah.
So if anybody else goes off, you're going to have an Andre Iguodala, possibility here.
Yeah. Jackie Young's 25-1.
Oh, that could happen.
That's not, yeah.
But she's got to have, she can't have an off game, though. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. And I think there's probably, a pretty good chance that she's not going to have,
Well, it's so hard because you can put Wilson in for 24 and 10 every game.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, that's
correct. I also listened to the entire Nafisa Collier message to the entire league yesterday a couple times. I absolutely love every word that she said. Good for her. I'm so glad that somebody did that, and now I'm so glad that so many people have had her back outside of WNBA media and also players around that league. And I know Mike Palm's going to have a lot on that, and you cannot be serious coming up the next hour of the show. All right, so let me give you this in Major League Baseball before today's action. Paul, this streak of teams who would win the first game and go on and then take it from there, there was, and now I can't find it in my notes, but I know
about the sweeps.
I know Steve Mackinnon has it, VSiN.com. Oh, here you go. Since wildcard playoffs turned into a series in 2022, the team that won game 1 in the series, they went 10-2 straight up. And you were up, by the way, more than 10 units in that time, and 8-4 overall on the run line. So today, based on the short history that we have on that angle, it would have been Detroit, Chicago, Boston, and the Dodgers. But so far, it's going the exact opposite here. Tigers losers today. Cubs trailing 3-0 right now at home in the 6th. You get the 2 games a little bit later on tonight. So we have potential here for a handful of games tomorrow.
Well, how you make the case for the Reds? That one's tough. Yamamoto was so good, and Littell allowed the most home runs in baseball.
I don't
what
think
the Dodgers did
Yeah.
last night. Right, I can definitely make the case for the Yankees. They get to Bayo, and you get a good performance from Rodon. The problem is, how long is he going to go? You're right, and it's just and the Boone nonsense. Why were so many guys on the bench? It's the playoffs. Put your best players out there.
I know.
Chisholm wasn't in the lineup. Other guys not in the lineup.
Right?
Rice wasn't in the lineup. Doesn't make any sense.
Now, how about this number here? Yankees right-handed batters against Bayo this year, 0-for-16. That ties into what you said earlier. Judge and Stanton combined in their careers, 4-for-31 with only 1 extra base hit. And so, if you take some of the guys at the top out what they did in the game last night, nobody did anything for the Yankees. It was Volpe, and then Judge had a couple of hits, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. The other question is, now the Dodgers are favored to win a World Series. after what they did. But I mean, the Reds are 4 games over 500. So it's just like you invite all these teams in, you're going to get some average teams, and they've lost 6 or 7 of the Dodgers, and they've been outscored 40-20 now.
Now, I get it. This year has nothing to do with previous years. Did you know that the Reds in 2020 pandemic year, in a 3-game series, they got swept by the Braves. They didn't score a run. One game went to 13 innings. Yep.
No!
Sal Palantonio makes his return to the program coming up next. Are the Eagles fugazi?